American warships blockade Venezuelan ports. Russian satellites track every movement. Chinese analysts calculate economic impact. Iranian advisors evacuate through Colombian borders. The entire world watches one regional conflict. Because what happens in the Caribbean today determines what happens in Taiwan tomorrow. This isn't just America versus Venezuela. This is a global chess match with nuclear stakes. April 8, 2025. The conflict enters its third week. U.S. Southern Command controls Venezuelan airspace. Navy SEALs occupy oil facilities. Delta Force secures Caracas perimeter. But the world's attention isn't on tactical operations. It's on implications. Every nation calculates how this war affects their interests. Every military studies American tactics. Every diplomat weighs what Venezuela's collapse means for global order. Regional conflicts become global when superpowers are involved. Beijing watches most carefully. Chinese Foreign Ministry issues daily statements, condemns American aggression, demands respect for Venezuelan sovereignty, calls for immediate ceasefire, but words mask calculation. China invested $62 billion in Venezuela over 15 years. Now those investments burn. Chinese oil companies lose concessions. Chinese construction projects stop mid-build. Chinese loans won't be repaid. Beijing faces total write-off. The largest Chinese foreign investment failure since Angola 2016. But China learns valuable lessons. PLA strategists analyze every American operation. How carrier strike groups establish dominance. How cruise missiles eliminate air defenses. How special operations secure critical infrastructure. How economic blockades strangle regimes. These tactics matter for Taiwan scenarios. American playbook in Venezuela becomes Chinese study guide for defending against American intervention in Asia. Every Tomahawk launch teaches Chinese missile designers. Every B-2 strike informs Chinese air defense planners. Venezuela is laboratory for future wars. What's your prediction? Type A if this conflict encourages Chinese aggression. Type B if it deters Chinese military action. Chinese military delegation visits Moscow on April 12th. Classified discussions, no media access. But intelligence intercepts reveal topic: joint strategies for countering American power projection. Chinese naval weakness exposed by Venezuelan blockade. Russian air defense systems proven inadequate against American stealth technology. Both nations face same problem. Can't challenge American military directly. Must develop asymmetric responses. Cyber warfare, economic disruption, proxy conflicts, alliance coordination. The meeting lasts 4 days, produces no public statements, but creates framework for future cooperation. Russian response proves more emotional. Putin personally invested in Venezuelan relationship, weapons sales, oil partnerships, military advisors, geopolitical alliance against American hegemony. Now, Venezuela collapses despite Russian support. Moscow's credibility as security partner takes devastating hit. If Russia can't protect Venezuela in America's backyard, how can it protect Syria in the Middle East? How can it guarantee Belarus in Europe? How can it support Iran against American pressure? Russian deterrence credibility evaporates with Venezuelan military capability. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov gives fiery speech at UN Security Council on April 14th, calls American actions illegal war of aggression, demands international intervention, proposes ceasefire resolution. United States vetoes, UK vetoes. France abstains but won't support Russian position. The resolution dies. Russia looks impotent, can't even pass symbolic condemnation. American veto power trumps Russian outrage. This humiliation stings more than military defeat. Russia can't protect allies, can't influence international institutions, can't challenge American actions. Regional power pretending to be global superpower gets exposed. Subscribe now to follow how this global chess match unfolds. Don't miss critical analysis. Iran watches with mixture of concern and satisfaction. Concerned because American military just demonstrated ability to destroy regional military in days. Iranian forces are more capable than Venezuelan, but facing same American advantages: stealth aircraft, cruise missiles, carrier strike groups, precision weapons. If America decides Iranian nuclear program requires elimination, can Iran defend itself? Venezuelan air defenses failed completely. Iranian systems are similar. Venezuelan command centers got destroyed. Iranian infrastructure is comparable. The tactical parallels are uncomfortable. But Iran also sees opportunity. America commits substantial forces to Caribbean. 3 carrier strike groups, multiple bomber squadrons, special operations units. Resources deployed to Venezuela can't simultaneously deploy to Persian Gulf. Iranian strategic calculus improves. American deterrence in Middle East weakens proportionally to American commitment in Latin America. Iranian Republican Guard increases activities. More naval exercises in Strait of Hormuz. More support to Houthi rebels in Yemen. More pressure on Saudi oil facilities. America can't be everywhere simultaneously. Iranian opportunism exploits American distraction. Israeli intelligence watches Iranian response carefully. Mossad reports to Prime Minister on April 16th. Analysis concludes Iranian aggression will increase during Venezuelan conflict. Recommends preemptive strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. Argument is logical. America is distracted. Iranian defenses are similar to Venezuelan. Same vulnerabilities, same weaknesses. If American tactics work in Venezuela, they'll work in Iran. Israel should strike now, while America demonstrates effectiveness and Iran watches nervously. But Israeli military cautions restraint. American focus on Venezuela means less support available for Israeli operations. No aerial refueling, no intelligence sharing, no diplomatic cover. Israel would act alone. The calculation balances opportunity against risk. Strike Iranian facilities without American backup, or wait for American attention to return to Middle East. Israeli cabinet debates for hours, decides to wait. But preparation continues. Pilots train. Weapons get loaded. Plans get updated. The window may be brief. Israel must be ready. What would you do as Israeli defense minister in this situation? Comment your strategic decision below. European Union faces internal divisions. Germany opposes American military action, calls for diplomatic solution, sanctions, not missiles, international law, not unilateral force. German Chancellor gives speech criticizing American aggression, but German criticism rings hollow. Venezuela attacked American hospital ship first, killed 17 sailors. Under international law, America has right to respond. German pacifism meets reality. Sometimes force is necessary. Germany's position isolates them within EU. France takes pragmatic approach. Publicly calls for restraint. Privately supports American action. French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle positions near Caribbean, not to fight Venezuela, to demonstrate solidarity with America. French special forces coordinate with American SOCOM. Intelligence sharing increases. France remembers who guarantees European security, not Germany with its rhetoric, America with its military. Supporting America in Venezuela earns goodwill for future crises in Europe or Africa. Alliance politics requires reciprocity. United Kingdom stands firmly with America. Prime Minister addresses Parliament on April 18th, defends American right to self-defense, condemns Venezuelan aggression, offers British military support if requested. Royal Navy destroyer HMS Dragon joins American blockade. Not combat role. Symbolic presence. Message to world that special relationship endures. When America acts, Britain supports. This solidarity matters more than military contribution. American planners note which allies stand firm and which waffle. Future cooperation depends on current reliability. This kind of comprehensive global analysis takes extensive research. Subscribe to support our work. Brazil faces difficult position, largest South American nation, regional leader, but also neighbor to Venezuela. 700 miles of shared border. Brazilian government opposes American military intervention on principle. Sovereignty matters, non-interference matters, regional autonomy matters. But Brazil also faces 3 million Venezuelan refugees, overwhelming border infrastructure, straining social services, creating political tensions. Part of Brazil secretly hopes American action ends Venezuelan crisis, stop refugee flow, restore stability, even if publicly condemning the means. Colombian government celebrates openly. Historic enemy weakened, border secured, Venezuelan threat eliminated. Colombia supported American operations from day one, provided bases, shared intelligence, coordinated special operations. Now Colombia emerges as clear regional power. Venezuelan military destroyed. Brazilian influence weakened by indecision. Colombian president gives triumphant speech, frames conflict as victory for democracy over dictatorship. Conveniently ignores that Colombia's own human rights record is questionable. Geopolitics makes strange justifications. Mexican government maintains careful neutrality. Geographic proximity to United States demands caution. Can't openly oppose American military action, but can't enthusiastically support either. Mexican population is anti-intervention. Supporting America costs domestic political capital. So Mexico issues measured statements, calls for peace, urges dialogue, offers to mediate, takes no firm position. Diplomatic fence-sitting is survival strategy for nations bordering superpowers. Cuba watches with existential dread. Venezuelan oil subsidies kept Cuban economy functional. Now Venezuela burns. Cuban government faces economic catastrophe. No oil, no aid, no powerful ally nearby. American military just demonstrated capability to destroy Caribbean military in days. Cuba has even less defensive capability than Venezuela. If America decided to settle Cuban issue militarily, how long would Cuban forces last? Hours? Days? Castro-era defenses are obsolete. Economy is collapsed. Population is exhausted. Only thing protecting Cuba is American restraint. And restraint can change. If you're still following this complex global situation, hit that like button and subscribe. India observes with calculated interest, not directly involved, no immediate interests threatened. But India faces similar dynamics with Pakistan. Nuclear-armed rivals, territorial disputes, potential for rapid escalation. American tactics in Venezuela demonstrate how modern militaries eliminate conventional forces quickly. India's advantages over Pakistan mirror American advantages over Venezuela. Technology, training, resources. If conflict erupted, could India achieve similar rapid victory? Indian military strategists study Venezuelan campaign intensely, update war plans, adjust procurement priorities, learn from America's operational success. Pakistan responds predictably, increases military alert levels, conducts snap exercises, tests nuclear-capable missiles. Message to India is clear. Don't get ideas from Venezuelan example. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. Venezuela didn't. Any Indian conventional superiority gets neutralized by Pakistani nuclear deterrent. Venezuelan collapse doesn't change South Asian balance. Or does it? Pakistani generals worry privately. If conventional defeat comes in days, nuclear threshold approaches faster. Less time for diplomacy, less room for miscalculation. Venezuelan speed of collapse makes everyone nervous about rapid escalation scenarios. Japan watches with mixed emotions. American ally, dependent on American security guarantee. Venezuelan campaign demonstrates American military remains dominant, can destroy regional threats rapidly. This reassures Japan regarding Chinese threat. American carrier strike groups can blockade Chinese ports same way they blockade Venezuela. American cruise missiles can eliminate Chinese air defenses same way they eliminated Venezuelan systems. American military superiority protects Japanese interests. But Japan also worries about American commitment. 3 carrier strike groups deployed to Caribbean, 2 more in Middle East, 1 in Mediterranean. How many available for Western Pacific? If China moved on Taiwan during Venezuelan crisis, could America respond effectively? Or is American military overextended? Japanese defense planners calculate force distribution. Conclude, America can't fight everywhere simultaneously. Japan must increase own defense spending. Can't rely entirely on American protection. Venezuelan conflict teaches allies to prepare for potential American absence. Your engagement helps us continue producing this level of analysis. Comment and share this video. Saudi Arabia and Gulf states calculate oil market implications. Venezuelan production offline, global supply tightens, prices rise, Saudi oil revenue increases. Good for Saudi budget, good for economic diversification plans. But higher oil prices hurt global economy. Recession in major markets means less oil demand. What benefits Saudi Arabia short-term might hurt long-term. Saudi energy minister works phones constantly, talking to American counterparts. Coordinating production increases, stabilizing markets, preventing price spikes that kill demand. Complex balance between profit and stability. Iran takes opposite approach, wants oil prices high, needs revenue to offset sanctions. Venezuelan crisis creates opportunity. Iran increases production, offers discounts to Asian buyers, captures market share while Venezuela is offline, sells oil through shadow networks. Chinese buyers ignore American sanctions. Indian refiners find creative accounting. Iranian oil flows despite restrictions. Venezuelan conflict is Iranian economic opportunity. Sometimes America's problems become Iran's profits. North Korea watches and learns different lessons. Kim Jong-un sees Venezuela's mistake clearly. Venezuela had conventional military. America destroyed it in days. Venezuela lacked nuclear weapons. America attacked freely. North Korea has nuclear weapons. America negotiates carefully. The lesson is obvious. Nuclear weapons provide ultimate security guarantee. Conventional forces are irrelevant against American military superiority. Only nuclear deterrent matters. Venezuelan collapse validates North Korean nuclear program. Kim feels vindicated. Regime security requires nukes. Everything else is secondary. South Korea watches North Korean response nervously. If North Korea feels more secure in its nuclear deterrent, does it become more aggressive or more willing to negotiate from strength? South Korean intelligence reports to President on April 21st. Assesses North Korean strategic thinking post-Venezuela. Concludes, Kim sees nuclear weapons as Venezuela's missing element. This makes denuclearization negotiations harder. North Korea won't give up what Venezuela lacked and paid for with regime survival. South Korean diplomats face more difficult task. Was this regional conflict's global impact inevitable, or could it have been contained? Leave your analysis below. Taiwan follows developments with intense concern, most directly comparable situation. Island nation, authoritarian neighbor claims sovereignty. American security guarantee. If America commits to defending Venezuela's maritime approaches, would America commit to defending Taiwan Strait? Venezuelan campaign demonstrates American capability, destroys air defenses, eliminates naval forces, establishes total control, exactly what Taiwan needs if China invades. Taiwanese confidence increases seeing American operational effectiveness. But Taiwanese analysts also note American casualty sensitivity. 0 combat deaths in Venezuela. What if Chinese defenses kill hundreds of Americans, thousands? Would American public support intervention then? Venezuelan operation was militarily easy. Chinese operation would be brutally hard. Technology advantage narrows against peer competitor. Distance from American bases increases. Chinese missile inventory dwarfs Venezuelan capability. Taiwan can't assume American intervention based on Venezuelan success. Different scenarios, different calculations, different risks. Australian military coordinates quietly with American forces. offers support if needed, provides intelligence on Chinese reaction. Australian interests align with American dominance. Regional stability requires American presence. Venezuelan campaign that demonstrates American capability serves Australian interests. Strong America in Western Hemisphere means strong America in Western Pacific. Australia benefits from both, so Australia supports vocally, contributes modestly, signals reliability as ally. Alliance maintenance requires consistent support. The global implications extend beyond immediate participants. Every nation recalculates security assumptions. American military dominance is reaffirmed. Regional powers can't challenge American interests. Alliance with America provides security umbrella. Opposition to America risks military consequences. These lessons shape future behavior. Arms sales increase. Defense budgets grow. Alliances strengthen or fray based on Venezuelan example. One regional conflict influences global security architecture. Because in interconnected world, nothing is truly local. Every war teaches. Every victory intimidates. Every defeat encourages. The world watches Venezuela and draws conclusions that shape the next conflict. To adversaries worldwide, understand this reality. American military can operate globally, can destroy regional threats rapidly, can sustain multiple operations simultaneously. Venezuelan conflict occurred while maintaining commitments in Europe, Asia, Middle East. Not maximum effort, just routine operation. That's not weakness. That's depth of capability unmatched in history. The world watches. The world learns. The world adjusts. And American power remains the constant that shapes everything else. 3 final questions for international relations experts. First, does Venezuelan conflict make Chinese action on Taiwan more or less likely? Second, can American military maintain global dominance while fighting regional conflicts? Third, what happens when multiple adversaries coordinate challenges simultaneously? Your expert analysis matters. Drop it in comments. Share with international relations professionals. Subscribe because global power dynamics shift constantly. Understanding one conflict means understanding them all. When America acts in Caribbean, the world watches, and everyone adjusts their strategy accordingly.